Welcome in, everybody, to day 2 of the Pac-12 tournament presented by New York Life. Here from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Arizona number 4 in the country, 28-3 on the year, 15-3 the champions in the regular season of the conference. And to take them on, the Utah Runnin' Utes. Our lineup's brought to you by Esurance. Jordan Loveridge, Dallin Baczynski, Princeton on Was, Brandon Taylor, and DeLon Wright, 9th in the league in scoring at 16 a game. For the Wildcats of Arizona, Aaron Gordon, outstanding freshman at 12 points and 8 rebounds a game. Caleb Tarczewski in the middle with Gabe York, Nick Johnson, and TJ McConnell. Nick Johnson we spoke of, the player of the year in the conference. And now the La Quinta keys to the game. Ernie Kent.
Well, for Utah, don't turn the ball over. Don't give up easy buckets. Keep Arizona off the glass, no second chance points, and attack them on offense. Be the aggressor in this game. For Arizona, set the tone early. You're still the best team in this conference, one of the best in the country, and defend for 40 minutes. Remember, Oregon wore them down a little bit in the second half, and those guards got away from them. They got to be on their A game defensively today.
Let's go down to the floor and Yogi Roth.
It's ridiculously electric right here. An expected sellout. 2 incredible fan bases. Arizona, they got a renewed focus. It's going to be interesting in Utah. They're trying to prove to the nation that they belong in the tournament. We got a great game.
Yogi Roth, Ernie Kent, Kevin Calabro on hand, and you're absolutely right. A lot of energy in the building. Let's talk about motivation for Arizona. Right now, the number 1 seed in the West, Ernie, as we know, on Saturday lost on the road to a very energized Oregon group in Eugene, a team that is red hot. But they, of late, have started to show a few cracks. This would solidify and get them ready to go for an NCAA tournament run.
Well, more importantly than getting the number 1 seed so their fans can travel and get there easier, they want to be playing well going into the tournament. So this is good to get back on track, play well in this game, win this Pac-12 tournament. It propels them, I think, into a deep, deep run, maybe even to a Final Four.
Tip in the air, it is won by Arizona. TJ McConnell, the outstanding newcomer from Duquesne, transferring over this year, giving Sean Miller a true point guard to run out there along with Nick Johnson. And then, of course, Gabe York, who actually moved into the starting lineup back on February the 19th against this Utah club, when Arizona beat them in Salt Lake City in overtime.
Utah's playing that 2-3, I call it European zone, the way they can shift and play your man. They let guys cut through, and they're going to force Arizona to shoot it, and they do.
TJ McConnell. Utah in the front court, and with it is Brandon Taylor. Nick Johnson will pick up DeLon Wright to start this game. Jordan Loveridge, who has struggled shooting against this group in 2 games, outside to Taylor for 3. And the long rebound gathered in by McConnell. Arizona wants to run off those long misses if they can. Johnson fakes and drives, veers to the left. Hard banker with a right hand up and in. And Arizona out on top 4-0.
We talked about them setting the tone early in this game as one of the keys, and they're certainly doing that at both ends, defensively and with that aggressive offense attack.
Loveridge 1 of 12 shooting in the last go-around in Utah against Arizona. They swing it up top to Baczynski. DeLon Wright over to Baczynski, drives on Tarczewski, flips it up, is fouled, and Dallin Baczynski will head to the line for 2.
Nick Johnson shows why he's the player of the year. Watch his ability to get into the lane and off balance shoots over a 7-footer. I like the fact that he has the outside game, but he has a toughness and an athleticism that allows him to attack you at the hole as well.
Larry Kristoviak, the 3rd-year coach at Utah, did an excellent job yesterday against Washington of rotating his bigs in there. He went 4 deep up front with guys that range from 6'9" to 7'1".
Not only rotating his bigs, I thought mixing up his defenses too, from man-to-man to that matchup zone to trapping a little bit in the post. They keep you guessing defensively what they're going to do to you.
Baczynski's put Utah on the board. 4-2 count in the corner, squaring up is Gabe York. Gordon's putback flip is off. Right on the run with the offhand. Loveridge working on Gordon. That will be a matchup we'll watch closely this afternoon. Right off the top of the screen to the Baczynski, rolling to the hole for the crunch, and we're tied at 4.
That's a violation. Stepped over the inbound line.
Gordon trying to bring it inbounds to McConnell. Got hurried, and Utah will take it in front court.
This is able to happen because Arizona sticks to their man. They lock up man-to-man, and they don't have a lot of weak side help. They expect you to handle your guy by himself. Any kind of pick-and-roll action is going to be wide open for Utah.
Baczynski setting a solid screen, will get it high post, turns, steps through, powers up over Garczewski, it's off. McConnell lost it. Baczynski runs it down, and Utah wins the 50-50 ball. Dallin Baczynski has come on strong late in the year, starting in his 7th game. On Was, checked by York. York reached and a foul on Gabe York.
Arizona defensively does a really good job of locking up their guy. They're good enough, quick enough that they can sit on their each man. So any kind of drives puts pressure on them to move their feet and defend that one-on-one action.
Princeton on Was, steps out on the wing. Slants in, York can't handle it. Scoops it up with the left hand, it's off. And a foul in pursuit of the rebound. This will go against Utah. Foul on Baczynski is his first. Sean Miller, the coach at Arizona. His Arizona team spent 8 weeks this season at #1 in the country. Miller now in his 5th year at Arizona. He's done a terrific job with this program.
You can see again, Utah sits in that 2-3 zone. They match up with you at times. It looks like a man-to-man. Other times they'll switch everything when cutters go through. You really need to attack this with ball movement, player movement, attacking the inside out, making them rotate defensively.
York gets some daylight, launches a 3, it's off. Rebound to Gordon. Gordon has the height advantage on Was. He'll work the perimeter. They slide it out into the corner and rotate it with 27 to shoot. York, another opportunity. This time he cashes in.
That was created by a great extra pass by Nick Johnson. Froze the defender with a look, gave it up to an open teammate.
York was 3 of 6 from 3 and had 15 points in the last meeting between the two clubs. That's, of course, the day that he started, replacing Brandon Ashley, who had played 22 games prior to the injury. Ashley is 6'8" wingman who could do a lot of things for you on the floor. Leverage missing and a long rebound gathered in by Gordon. Arizona playing with 3 guards, as we mentioned, with Brandon Ashley's injury. They've moved Rondé Hollis-Jefferson off to the bench, 6'7" wingman who brings a lot of energy, and right now he's being summoned off the bench. Arizona leading here 7-4 in the early going. Baczynski's had some success earning. Nice pocket pass inside to the cutter. Princeton on Was for the lay-in.
When a team really face guards you man-to-man, any type of basket cut will give you an opportunity to free up and get an open layup look.
Gordon left alone, 15-footer away, lands with a thud after it. There's Leverage saving it in there to Was. Right with a hesitation. Boy, he got hammered as he went into the paint. Foul on the floor.
When you play man-to-man defense and you face guard, any kind of cutting action gives you an opportunity. This is an excellent cut right here by Princeton on Was.
The Pac-12 men's basketball tournament is brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. And by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Arizona leading Utah 7-6 here in Las Vegas.
They're the #1 team in this conference, #1 ranked in this tournament because of this. Sean Miller, Coach of the Year, some outstanding awards in this conference. Anthony Brown, Most Improved But then we come back again, and we come up with Jordan Baczynski, Defensive Player of the Year, great shot blocker, and then Aaron Gordon, Freshman of the Year in this conference. And, of course, we talked about it earlier, Nick Johnson, Player of the Year. 3 of those outstanding awards go to the University of Arizona. Outstanding personnel, outstanding coach, outstanding program. There is a reason why they're one of the top-ranked teams in the country.
Utah to bring it in bounds, 14:50 to play here in the first half. Taylor will swing it and play to right. Utah's had some success early at driving the basketball. Dylan Baczynski now out of the lineup. Jeremy Olsen, 6'10" sophomore, is back in. He did a terrific job yesterday against Washington with some low post offense early in the game.
Arizona excellent at switching, trapping.
Gordon pries it free from Tucker, races to the glass and puts the hammer down.
That was all created by that outstanding pressure defense. Watch the way they close out on the ball. They show their hands. They're good at switching. They don't give you a lot of open looks because they're good enough defensively to switch everywhere on the floor. Bigs can guard the littles and the littles can guard the bigs.
Bakari Tucker is in along with Olsen for Utah. Taylor splits a pair. Cross-court pass to Tucker, but a foul. This is going to be on Taylor.
Defensive pressure is the name of the game, and when you can trap ball screens, you create turnovers, and Gordon gets out in transition. There's no stopping him. The big-time dunk that was all created with that outstanding pressure defense at the other end of the floor.
Nick Johnson will get a breather. Let's set the lineups for you now with Aaron Gordon. Rondé Hollis Jefferson is in the lineup. TJ McConnell will bring it out of backcourt. Elliot Pitts, freshman out of Dublin, Ohio, at 6'5", is on the floor. And the veteran Jordan Mays, senior from Los Angeles, at 6'3", on for Arizona.
Both of these teams do a lot of switching defensively.
McConnell's 3 is off. Gordon, after the rebound, jabbed away and out of bounds. And this will go back to Arizona, they say. Larry Krystkowiak astonished as he goes hopping down the sideline.
No, this is excellent hustle down here, and it looks like the ball does go off of the Arizona player. Unfortunately, everything is not perfect in the game. You got to play through some tough calls.
Greg Nixon, Tony Padilla, Darren White are officials this afternoon. Arizona very patiently, Ernie, looking for an opening. McConnell up top trying to loosen things up with a 3.
Well, he was guarded by Jeremy Olsen. I thought he should have shot fake and drove that because Olsen was sagging off of him. Because of the switching defenses, it's going to create matchup problems on the floor for both of these teams.
Karczewski from the wing. And a loose ball foul called inside. This is going to go against Utah, and it's on Loveridge.
Everybody knows how well Arizona rebounds the basketball. Therefore, blocking out is really important in this game. And that time, Loveridge just got a little bit too physical on the block out. I thought they should let him play.
First foul on Loveridge. And the second team foul on Utah. Arizona here in the early going, 4 of 10 shooting. Utah 2 for 6. McConnell, terrific spin, but Olsen tracked him and ripped the ball away in a foul. This will be on Hollis Jefferson as Olsen anticipates the move.
You know, I thought it was an excellent move, but Olsen, I mean, this is, again, 6'11", guarding your point guard, being able to strip the ball from him as well. Nice defensive play. Remember, Kevin, we talked about keys to the game. Utah cannot turn the ball over and give Arizona easy buckets, especially the unforced turnovers up top.
Wright has a driving lane and a charge as Pitt set his feet inside.
Every good defensive team understands weak side rotation and taking charges. Even with emphasis being put on this year, this Arizona team is excellent off the ball at taking charges. That's 2 in the game so far.
Look at the rotation of the ball. Mays tees it up. Pitts takes it off the floor as Arizona screened off Utah on the glass. Arizona is #1 in the conference in percentage of offensive rebounds, and if Utah is going to have a chance today, they've got to keep them off of the offensive glass, because guys like Gordon, oh, they are going right to the rack. Welcome back to Las Vegas, the Pac-12 tournament presented by New York Life. Ernie Kent, Kevin Calabro, Yogi Roth on hand. Arizona leading the Runnin' Utes 9-6. What a terrific job Larry Kristoviak has done here with the Utah program, and this is the 3rd year, Ernie.
Let me tell you something. You can change coaches, you can change talent, but to change the culture and the mentality of a program and a department is very difficult to do. He's done that, and he's done it in 3 years. He has a team sitting here with only one senior, non-starting senior. Can you imagine how good they're going to be next year when this team comes back after what they've done and what they've accomplished this year? Hats off to Larry Kristoviak, because he has changed the mentality of this basketball team and the culture of the campus and the athletic department on how to win.
And they are hot right now. They've won 7 of the last 10 ball games. Here on the inbounds, McConnell to Gordon. They screen him. He missed the tip. Tarczewski, though, brings down the offensive rebound, the 6th so far in the game. Olsen inside, blocks the shot, and a foul against Arizona.
Tarczewski is very poised inside. Olsen was very poised. Did a good job of keeping his feet. Watch the way he doesn't swat. Hands are big. Principle of verticality means you can have that space straight up, straight down. He does a nice job of containing, and then Tarczewski reaches in to pick up the cheap foul 90 feet away from the basket.
Hannah Lentz in for Utah as they play 2 bigs out on the floor now. Taylor will control. Arizona leading 9-6. 6 offensive rebounds thus far for Arizona. Princeton on was. 8 to shoot. Right. Walled off. Terminates the dribble. Lentz steps in. Deep jumper off the iron. McConnell the recovery. With Hollis, Jefferson, Tarczewski, Johnson, and Gordon, here he comes. We're at 11 minutes here in the first half. Tarczewski surveys, tried to step through. Olsen got a piece of that one, and Tarczewski as well. The foul is on Olsen.
The thing that Tarczewski does really well, he has excellent footwork and excellent poise for a big man. He catches the ball. He's very deliberate, very slow. What he wants to do, he gets you in the air. Here's the up and under. That time he draws the contact by attacking the body of Olsen.
Tarczewski, a 77%er at the line. He led the Pac-12 this year in field goal percentage at 58.
See Utah bring another big body. Baczynski comes back into the game. They are excellent at throwing those big body players at you. Olsen, Lentz, Baczynski, they're very big inside.
Tarczewski hits the second, and Arizona leads here 10-6. Kenneth Ogby in the lineup now for Utah, 6'6" freshman from Germany. Along with Dallin Baczynski. Hannah Lentz. And this man, DeLon Wright. Up top looking for 3. And that is off. The rebound recovered by McConnell. Running right-hander over traffic. T.J. McConnell, beautiful right-hander.
That was a very difficult shot there.
Arizona had been in a drought previous to that, hitting one of their previous 8 attempts. Ogby is trapped at a foul call. And this is going to be on Gordon.
When you talk about the ability to change of pace, change of direction, McConnell does it and then shoots off the opposite foot over the top of a 7-footer. That was a very, very difficult shot. He made it look easy.
Anwas and Wright, along with Baczynski, Lentz. This is Anwas on the post-up of York. Rebound Tarczewski. McConnell early offense got into the paint, creating for Johnson. A look at 3, and he knocked it down. Arizona with their largest lead of the ballgame, up 9, and Utah needs a timeout. And listen to the fans from Arizona here in Las Vegas.
No, this is all happening because you got a very unselfish point guard in McConnell that understands the game. He forces the defense to rotate, gives Nick Johnson a wide open jumper, and usually when it's wide open for him, it is lights out by this young man. Player of the year. This Arizona team, they trap all the ball screens. They get out and run, and then with their offensive rebounding, they are outstanding. They get a lot of second chance opportunities because they pound you on the boards. You may block out 3 players, but if you forget the 4th player, he's going to get the rebound, and they just come at you again. They've got 5 offensive rebounds in this game already, and Utah needs to pay a little bit more attention to detail of getting a body on all bodies of Arizona. Otherwise, they're going to eat you up inside.
Best rebounding margin the last couple of years in the NCAA, Arizona plus 7.2. Not only that, they hold opponents this year to 58.5 points per ball game. That rebounding margin, and then the fact that they only turn the ball over an average of 10 times a game, that so far is the best in school history. When you think about some of the CAT teams in the past, 97 national champions that beat Kentucky in overtime, I mean, that is saying something.
Well, what you're telling me is they win the game within the game, doing all those little things to their advantage.
Right wing Loveridge, he's got to get going. That one an air ball. Baczynski after it, but saves it to York. Gabe York, early offense. Trzaskowski right down the chute for the 2-hand jam. Trzaskowski packs it, and Arizona leading here by 11.
When we talk about easy baskets,
10-0 run for the Cats. Loveridge has it detached. Trzaskowski the pass ahead to York. To the cup and rejected in the air. Tremendous play by Princeton on Wass. No whistle.
I like the way Coach Miller stays nice and poised. This was going to be a big-time block, but it's a big-time defensive play as well, too. Probably should have been a foul with the hit upside the head there, but we let him play on. Coach Miller stays nice and poised, didn't get rattled on the sideline, called his next play because he knows he has a veteran team on the floor right now.
Arizona 7 of 17 from the field. The ball movement is crisp. Johnson for 3. He hit another one, and Arizona on top. 20-6. Utah's not scored a point since the 15-29 mark.
They're not only on top, they're on fires, and the reason for that, they've hit their stride. We talked about them setting the tone. I would say, Kevin, they have definitely come out the gate and set the tone.
Well, we have suddenly been transported to Tucson, Arizona. This place sounds like the McHale Center. Into the lane. Ogbe has it rejected. To Johnson on the run. Challenges 2 defenders and a foul. Nick Johnson's going to shoot a couple.
You know, he's going to shoot a couple, but the reason I like this team, T.J. McConnell just went up to Nick Johnson and said, give me the ball. I was wide open on the wing. They allow themselves to be coached on the floor as well, too, about doing the right thing, making the right play. And this young man, both McConnell and Nick Johnson are excellent coaches on the floor.
McConnell, a coach's son. Nick Johnson, the son of Jumpin' Joe Johnson, who played at Arizona State University. You know where he got his hops.
No question about it. Let's talk about what Utah needs to do to get back into this game. Number 1, they cannot turn the ball over and give up easy baskets. Number 2, DeLon Wright, Jordan Loveridge, and Brandon Taylor, your 3 stars, they need to get involved in this game and get to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, and they need to go on a 2-by-2 mentality and claw back into this game and try and get it to single digits sometime in the next 5 minutes here.
Hollis Jefferson picks up on Wass. They swing to Loveridge, and a foul in low. And this is going to go against Baczynski at the illegal screen set, and it gives it right back to Arizona.
This is not the game Larry Kastoriak envisioned, but he's dealing with an Arizona team has a point to make. I think the worst thing that could happen for Utah was Oregon beating Arizona in the last game of the year because that got their attention, and certainly Coach Miller has got their attention because they're playing nearly flawless basketball.
Oregon held their own on the glass, 35-35 against Arizona. I would think first and foremost, Ernie, you've got to hold your own on the glass. You can ill afford to turn it over. And then, of course, Oregon hit 3s in the second half. That's their game.
Well, you got to play behind the 3-quarter in the post, push them up, but you've got to get bodies. You've got to be accountable and pay attention to detail. Otherwise, they'll just gobble you up.
Hollis Jefferson releases. Loveridge the rebound. And here comes DeLon Wright. They've done an excellent job on DeLon Wright. Chris Johnson, player of the conference for a reason. He's a terrific two-way player. He's got the assignment on right now. Anwas power drive, laid it in. That's a great move inside. Nick Johnson the other way, threw it away. Cross-court pass, intercepted by Loveridge.
See, I don't think they can set up in those situations. They've got to attack because Arizona's defense is too good. When you get a chance to get out in transition against Arizona, you have to go score.
7:09 left in the first half, and a timeout on the court.
Well, it certainly is, and it's a timeout on Layup City here, too. Get it out. Utah playing good D, but they're down big.
The Pac-12 men's basketball tournament presented by New York Life. Our first game, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, California. A lot at stake in that one. That is coming up next. Oregon playing some terrific basketball against UCLA, and Stanford meeting Arizona State. Askia Booker coming off the 21.7 rebound performance, 4 assists against USC. And Justin Cobb's outstanding performer for Cal, running point for 3 years there for Mike Montgomery. Outstanding matchup in our game coming up. Let's go down to the court. Yogi Roth standing by.
Yeah, this was in the Utah huddle, and Coach K was extremely calm. He sat down, looked his players each in the eye and said, guys, we can only keep playing. That's all we can do. So let's get a turnover. Let's get back on defense. Let's just calm down. An extremely calm presence right now in that huddle.
Thank you, Yogi. Arizona leading this game. Up by 14, but also on the glass, 15-5. That would have to be job one for Utah. Crash the glass. Anwas mid-block. Challenged by Orca, reaches in, steals it. Anwas got it back. No reset, 9 to shoot. And Olsen stepped out of bounds.
You know, you would think Utah would have advantage posting up the smaller guards, York McConnell of Arizona, but Arizona's so good on the weak side. They're so good at covering down. That doesn't even become an advantage. Their defense has got Utah really frustrated.
McConnell, number 1 in the conference this year in assist-to-turnover ratio at 3.02. He doesn't make many mistakes. Nick Johnson. Hollis Jefferson. Tarczewski now with it. Inside. Tried to step in reverse and picked up the pivot foot. Turnover, Arizona. 5th turn on Arizona so far, Ernie. Utah's 6th.
Well, it is, but understand something. When you play every day against yourself and you're so tough defensively, when you play an opponent who's not as tough defensively, it allows your offense to click better because you're so used to guarding each other in practice and so tough on each other in practice. This is why Arizona is so good. They're programmed to lock you up, and they're programmed to attack your defense.
So far, Arizona's taken Loveridge and Wright out of any kind of rhythm they've tried to establish. Anwas has been able to get in there a couple of times, but this is off. One and done. Arizona controls the rebounding edge. Johnson has a seam to the cup, and Anwas came over there to get a piece. Good foul by Princeton Anwas, who made a play on the ball, and it sends Johnson to the line for 2.
Well, with that quick first step and that jumping ability, I tell you where he was going with this one. He was going to come up with another highlight dunk. The reason, again, they're so effective in the half court is they have excellent vision. Their inside attack is very sound. They're very comfortable. They can pass the ball out of double teams, so you can't shut down the 2 bigs inside. But their perimeter game, athleticism, shooters, skill, ability to pass, shoot, and dribble the ball, it just makes them tough. They force defenses to rotate 1, 2, 3 times, and then it's lights out.
Marko Kovacevic in now for Utah. 6'11", 220-pound Serbian. Nick Johnson at the line.
Remember, anytime you can get defenses to rotate, they tend to break down. They're pretty good when they rotate once. If you make them rotate off the drives and penetration and kicks 2 or 3 times, you've got them now.
Pitts is back in. Johnson will get a breather.
Utah is struggling bad on the offensive end. As they're looking at Tarczewski has some blood on the elbow, and they're going to have to clean it up and give him a couple of minutes to do that or something out of the game. But we take this break to talk about Utah. Arizona has the ability to stay with you, right with their guy, and on any kind of screen action, they switch. So even when you bring the big guy up thinking you're going to create a switch, which Utah does a lot, they just switch and they can lock up the guard. So it makes offense very difficult. You've got to be able to break people down off the dribble and go score against a team that can sit on you like that.
Yeah, and Utah, Ernie, they've taken Wright and Loveridge out of the game. The top two scorers for Utah have yet to score.
They didn't take them out of the game. Arizona took them out of the game.
Taylor will drive and kick. Tucker for three, knocked it down. That may loosen some things up. Dakari Tucker can shoot the three, a 41%er coming into the tournament.
That was created with the drive and the kick, like you mentioned.
McConnell whirls, straightens, laying it up and in. Boy, not only can he handle the ball, he can defend all Pac-12 defense, but he can get his own too, can't he, Ernie? Wow.
Not only that, he stuck his tongue out at Brandon Taylor when he did it. I like the way he set it up, though.
15-point Arizona lead, cross-court pass intercepted. Hollis Jefferson spins, lays it home. Rondé Hollis Jefferson from Chester, Pennsylvania, 6'7" freshman, who was moved to the bench to give him a spark. Gabe York moved into the lineup to give him three guards out there when Brandon Ashley went down with an injury, a season-ending injury, 22 games into the season. Taylor's pass inside, deflected. Gordon comes up with a handle to McConnell, races to the glass and laid it up and in. And Arizona looking to rout Utah here early. 30-11 with 4:15 to play in the half.
It has become a feeding frenzy for their defense. They're excited. They're happy to defend you because they can get the steals and get out and run and go dunk and get layups and get easy buckets. So it creates a feeding frenzy. Coaches love that.
And like you say, Ernie, with this group, they can switch everything. On Was, tough shot, spinning low left side. Larry Kristoviak up off the Utah bench. He's been up most of this first half. McConnell, pick and roll. Gordon laid it in.
Well, it's a frustrating feeling as a coach. There's not much you can do right now. And it's not so much Utah as it is Arizona. Again, they have set the tempo. They are playing at such a high level, they're going to force you to come up to their level, and if Utah doesn't have the ability to do that, they're going to dominate you. And here's an example of that. They just pick your poison. They call every number seems to work for them, whether it's the point guard spinning, whether it's their defense creating a feeding frenzy on all the steals and being able to get out and run and finish and get easy buckets. They have been outstanding at both ends of the floor. TJ McConnell is the reason that this team is so good. Watch his ability to handle the ball, rise up, knock down shots. He's great at surveying the floor, explode, change of pace, change of direction. He's outstanding. And then Nick Johnson, the player of the year in the conference, I just love his athleticism. Not only can he shoot off balance, shoot jumpers, but he is outstanding when he gets his feet set at that long-range three-point shot as well. The player of the year, best point guard in the conference, the coach of the year, the freshman of the year. They have the complete package. This is a very dominating team, and they're doing all of this without Brandon Ashley.
Yep.
Do you wonder why with him they probably would have not lost a game all the way to the NCAA tournament? Very similar to Wichita State.
Lost Ashley with a foot injury in a game February the 1st at Cal, a game they lost by 2. They lost Ashley 2 minutes into that game. Previous to losing against Oregon in Eugene on Saturday, Arizona had won 5 in a row since a loss at Arizona State. Those have been their only losses they have sustained this year to go 15-3 in conference. And 28-3 on the year, 18-0 at home. DeLon Wright is back in, feeding Jeremy Olsen. Utah badly needing a bucket. Olsen had a good look off the iron. Hollis Jefferson the rebound with Gordon, Johnson, Tarczewski back in, and Gabe York.
Utah ran a great play that last time. Arizona defended every single option on the play and took everything away.
Gordon cuts through. Good defense applied by Tucker. Got a piece. Ball popped free. Two Utes run into one another. Wright comes away with it.
They've got to go score here. They cannot afford to set up. Their defense is too good, and they set up again. Anytime they have numbers, they've got to take advantage of that, because by setting up, they get locked up with switching, with shot clock running down. The bigs are good enough to switch. They trap you on the ball screens. They do not give you a lot of scoring opportunities.
Taylor drives and kicks. Tucker fakes and adjusts. Johnson the rebound, scanning. Surveys. Great pass. Gordon beneath the rim. The reverse and transition up and in. The vision of Nick Johnson, sensational. Head on a swivel as he came down the court, Ernie.
You notice how Arizona will take advantage of you in transition. Anytime they have numbers, they're coming at you. They want to score out of transition more than they do in the half court. When you have athletic bigs, 6'9", 6'10", that can run, and not only run, can catch and finish, no reason you're one of the best teams in the country.
Be sure to stay with us at halftime. We'll check in with the Pac-12 Network studios for the State Farm Halftime Report. Highlights from other major conference tournaments, keys to the second half and a first half analysis. Mike Yam, Lamar Hurd, Kevin O'Neill on our State Farm Halftime Report. Ernie Kent, Kevin Calabro, Yogi Roth here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The Pac-12 tournament presented by New York Life. Utah right now watching Arizona in high gear. The Wildcats on a 27-7 run right now. Delon Wright to bring it in bounds. Covered by Gordon, and Utah's got to use a timeout. A timeout coming out of a timeout. That's how good Arizona's defense has been.
Just to get the ball in bounds. A timeout coming out of a timeout. The reason their defense is so good, they create what I call a feeding frenzy on the defensive end of the floor. They know any steals lead to big-time baskets, showtime dunks, layups. They love to get out in the passing lanes and get their hands on it so they can get down the court and score. So it's kind of like hurry up and turn it over so we can hurry up and run and hurry up and score more. It becomes contagious. It becomes a feeding frenzy for this Arizona defense.
Well, and you could see McConnell in that highlight dive for a ball in the passing lane. He missed it, but immediately popped up and got down the floor in transition for the bucket.
Well, more importantly, when he missed it, it gave Utah a 5-on-4 scoring opportunity that they couldn't score because they rotated so quickly for the next play. So again, as a defensive unit, they all see the next play ahead of time.
Loveridge will bring it in bounds this time. Olsen will come to get it in the corner, immediately doubled. Loveridge and Wright having difficulty. Right outside for three as the shot clock winds down. That ticked the iron into the hands of Gordon. Arizona controlling the glass, 18-6 advantage. Nick Johnson tees up a triple. Olsen with the recovery. Jordan Loveridge has not scored, and neither has Delon Wright. And between them on the year, 31 points per ball game. 15 seconds left in the half. Taylor, pick and roll. Olsen dumps it up, missed it. Tarczewski the rebound, and that will be that. First half in the books. And the 13 points scored by Utah, the fewest in Pac-12 tournament history for a half.
That was a defensive clinic that Arizona put on.
Let's go to Yogi Roth standing by.
Thanks, guys. Coach, what was the message to the team coming into this tournament?
You know, we just want to play well. You know, sometimes all of us can make it bigger than it is. There's enough pressure, being that it's the month of March. Everybody knows if you lose, it's over. You know, our focus is just to play well, to be at our best, and it starts with our defense. In the first half, obviously, our defense was terrific.
Is this the best defensive half of the year for you guys?
maybe statistically because they only have 13 points, but as you know, we've been a very good defensive team, and if we ever lose that, we're like everybody else. So part of what we have to do in the second half is be the same.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rogie. And Sean Miller and Arizona on top 34-13 at intermission. Stick around for the State Farm halftime report. Mike Yam, Kevin O'Neill, Lamar Hurd. They'll break it down, give you their perspective on what you just saw. Dominating performance by the Wildcats, who lead at half. 34-13, the Pac-12 tournament presented by New York Live.
This one, not all that close. Welcome inside our San Francisco studios for the State Farm halftime report, along with former USC head coach Kevin O'Neill and former Oregon State guard Lamar Hurd. Mike Yam with you. Arizona is up 34-13, the 13 points for the Utes. That is the lowest scoring output in a half in Pac-12 tournament history. Not exactly what Larry Krystkowiak was hoping for. Yesterday on the postgame show, you thought that this could potentially be an upset. What has gone wrong for Utah?
Well, two reasons I thought it could be an upset. One is because you look at the other matchups, Oregon and UCLA. Oregon's a 7 seed, UCLA is a 2, but everybody in the Pac-12 knows Oregon is good enough to be a higher seed, and even the Arizona State-Stanford game wouldn't really be an upset if Stanford pulls it off, in my mind. But Utah, you're thinking this is your chance to get a potential NCAA bid or get yourself back in that discussion. You thought they would come out a little bit better, but like you said yesterday, don't underestimate greatness, and that Arizona D is great.
Well, it is over. The game's over.
Already?
It's over. I don't care what anybody says. It's over. Start the bus. Get the women and children out. It's going to get ugly in the second half. They can't come back. Arizona's playing too well. They were dominant defensively. Utah's not quite ready for this type of game. Maybe a year from now, but too many turnovers, too many easy baskets for Arizona. And Arizona's playing with an energy like they're playing every single minute for the national title.
You know, we talked a lot last night with Stanford about how they needed to win to get into the NCAA tournament. You're right, KO. Utah hasn't been in this situation where you have to win. You have to win to make that next step to be a potential NCAA tournament team. And offensive rebounds right now for Arizona, I mean, that's really putting them ahead.
Utah's won games where Jordan Loveridge and DeLon Wright don't necessarily play well. We saw it against Cal, but Brandon Taylor was able to give them a little bit of a boost. Right now, those three guys scoreless in the first half. More to come on the State Farm halftime report. We'll check in on the Big East tournament. We like March Madness. We're going to show you a buzzer beater that you have to see.
The Pac-12 Halftime Report is brought to you by Quicken Loans for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze. By Staples, thousands of products added online every day so you can make more happen. And by Gatorade. Gatorade knows it all begins within. Win from within.
Along with an always smiling Lamar Hurd, Kevin O'Neill, Mike Yam with you. Seton Hall and Villanova Big East tournament. Wildcats right now, maybe a #1 seed. RPI of 4, that tournament resume, impressive. They're down 1 here. Darren Hilliard with the flush. Nova trail guys by as many as 15 in this game. Less than a minute to go, we're tied at 59 off the turnover. Josh Hart's got the finish. Wildcats, Jay Wright's thinking, all right, we got the 2-point lead.
It's looking good. It's looking good.
Under 30 seconds to play. It's the next possession. Sterling Gibbs finding an open Jaron Cena.
Wow. I'll tell you what, anything can happen in any tournament. Doesn't matter the seed, doesn't matter the location.
Pirates up 1. Next possession. Hilliard trying to find the bucket. Gets it to go. Wildcats back up by 1. Hilliard had 11 points, so less than 4 seconds to go. One last chance for Seton Hall. Kids from Jersey trying to rock. Gibbs. Oh, he buries it. Pirates pull off the upset. Take a closer look. This just onions.
Well, look at the space, the separation.
I was going to say,
get with that
he
move.
broke that guy's ankle.
Definitely.
He got him off him. And you know what? That's why they play these tournament games. Incredible finishes like that by an 8 seed on a 1 seed.
Maybe that #1 seed gone for Villanova. Meanwhile, ACC tournament, Florida State projected as a next 4 out, so they need a lot of help as a bubble squad. Matching up against Maryland. Under 2 minutes left in this game. Jake Layman.
Nice pass, nice finish.
Tying dunk at 63. Layman had 15 points. Under 7 seconds to go here.
This is a great read off the ball screen.
Boris Bojanovsky. Oh, he's got the flush. Are you kidding me?
This is going to be a great ACC tournament finish as we go ahead.
Florida State keeping those hopes of dancing alive with the win. They will play the top seed Virginia in the quarterfinals. Maryland, let's not forget, last game, part of the ACC. Like conference realignment stuff. Always got to look down and say, who's playing for who now? Aaron Gordon, he's playing for the Wildcats. He's got 6 points, 3 rebounds. His Arizona squad is rolling. Three games for you here on the Pac-12 Network's quarterfinal action. State Farm Get to a Better State. In Colorado advancing yesterday with the win over USC. Askia Booker, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. His Buffs matching up with Cal. 2:30 here on the Pac-12 Networks. A lot of eyeballs in terms of the resume, in terms of who could potentially be playing in the NCAA tournament.
We got some new faces in this little graphic.
Try to mix it up a little bit for everyone.
This hasn't changed, though. It's a must-win for Cal.
You're right.
Absolutely is. Oregon and UCLA, the nightcap. Nick Cannon? No? Yes? Maybe?
You got to give him a microphone and let him host.
Second half still to come.
Let's go. Get amped up. Throw your hands up. If you get knocked down, come up with them handcuffs. If you get caught up, then stand tough, man up. Who you think you want to talk about us? Get amped up. Throw your hands up. If you get knocked down, come up with them handcuffs. If you get caught up, then stand tough, man up. Who you think you want to talk about us? Get up, stand up. We about to get it crazy.
Arizona on top halfway through 34-13. Take a look at our New York Life game summary. Nick Johnson did it all. 12 points, 3 of 3 from the field, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists. Arizona ending the half on a 27-7 run, and Utah's 13 points, an all-time tournament low for a half. Ernie Kent, Kevin Calabro on hand. The Arizona defense so good that they held Utah's DeLon Wright and Jordan Loveridge to no points, none, in 34 minutes of work of the first half. And these two guys that combine for 31 points during the course of the year.
Their pressure is outstanding. They close out on the ball. They force you to make basketball plays, and they gobble you up if you don't have the ability to do that.
Arizona then offensively running out off of the glass. Offensive rebound, certainly a huge factor for this ball club. We'll see if there's more of the same in the second half. What does Larry Krystkowiak have to do? Yogi Roth is standing by moments ago with a coach.
What was the message to the team at halftime?
Well, we got to continue to fight. You know, we got to play harder. Arizona's a tremendous defensive team, I think, witnessed by this, and took us out of everything that we tried to do. Really physical, and you know, it's the same thing we've talked about with our program. You're going to get down at points, or you know, the last couple of years haven't been really smooth, but we've never given up, and that's what I expect our guys to do tonight.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
You know, people tend to forget that Arizona, they're the 6th best defensive team in the country, holding teams to 58 points a game, but their defensive field goal percentage defense is just outstanding. They've got Utah at 26%. That is because, again, they chase you everywhere. They give you no uncontested shots, and if you do beat them, they got those rim protectors, Tarczewski, Gordon on the back line to help out as well.
Holding Pac-12 opponents to 39% shooting. Anwas on the inbounds, a 3 is missed. The long rebound, Nick Johnson. Pick and roll, Tarczewski. And a foul on Anwas.
I'm trying to get a feel for Utah. I'm looking into the eyes of those players and their body language. It does not look good to me right now. Jordan Loveridge, frustrated. DeLon Wright, frustrated. They haven't scored. Haven't scored. As much success that they've had coming down the close of this season and in this tournament so far, to come in here and not score, that's got to be a pretty frustrating feeling right now. And almost like a worried look as to what do we do? And there's really nothing they can do because it's not so much about them as it is about Arizona.
Princeton Anwas, maybe the best perimeter defender that Utah has, arguably, picks up his 3rd foul. And Tarczewski at the line, an outstanding free throw shooting big man at 77%. Giving Arizona the lead here at 36-13. And Taylor can't handle the dribble, handoff off his knee, out of bounds.
And look at the faces again. I'm telling you again, for this team to get back in this game, they're going to have to get away from playing sets and what I call, Kevin, they'd have to just go hoop. Just go ball, just go play, because they've got the sets on lockdown. You've just got to create some offense just by going to go play the game now.
Ahmad Fields has come in now for Utah, the 6'5 freshman out of Washington, D.C. He'll defend Johnson. McConnell, baseline right, Tarczewski. The drop step and the high hook up and in. This young fella has improved a great deal since his freshman year. For one thing, he's chiseled the body down. You can see the conditioning. Now I'm ready to play the college game.
Well, I look in his face, and he was a young man early on. He looks like a full-grown man now. He's got poise and toughness about him.
Gordon, the rebound, dumps it ahead to Tarczewski. The ball ripped away by Fields. It goes out of bounds. And Tarczewski wanted to call, won't get it.
Watch the way he catches, under control, dribble, drop step, goes above the rim with that jump hook. Impossible to stop. The length, the hands, the touch, the feel, he has the total package.
Gordon sizes up Fields, kicks to York. York, the hard dribble pull-up. That's a cast that goes out of bounds. And last touched off of Gordon.
Now, the difference I see between these two teams, they're both pretty good defensively, obviously, but Arizona plays with a freedom on the offensive end where they just kind of ball. They go ball screen, they're in that lane, they just kind of play, create, and make a basketball play. Big difference when you have that kind of freedom.
Boy, they have just gapped off right. No driving lane. Out to Leverage, still trying to score. Missed the three. Rebound to McConnell. And the long rebound allows Arizona to get up the floor with McConnell handling. And he turns and shoots an elbow into Taylor. That's an offensive foul.
Good job by Brandon Taylor, moving his feet, read the play perfectly, saw the spin coming, got over there, got set. Good job of taking that charge. Let's see if they can get something going offensively. Now, again, if they're going to ball screen, it needs to be much higher up the floor. Put everybody on the baseline. Send that big up the ball screen nearly at the half court, and now you can create some penetration and maybe some numbers, force rotations a little bit more.
The Utes shooting 22% for this ball game. And that's how dominant Arizona has been. And Sean Miller still exhorting his group to get down the floor and get the offense initiated.
Well, he wants movement. He knows this team has come out. He doesn't want them stagnant. He wants them to stay in attack mode, be the aggressor, get their energy back up.
Johnson off the screen, calmly elevates and knocks down the jump shot. Here's Wright. Rejected by Johnson. And out of bounds. Utah ball with 24 to shoot. Delon Wright having a tough time of it. And he is 9th in the league in scoring at 16 points per ball game and all the other things that he can bring to the floor. But Arizona right now playing at a whole different level. 40-13 count, playing at a championship level.
See, they're running that pick from sideline to the middle, and Arizona just switches it. They can't get open. They need to run it straight behind. Be straight in the middle of the floor and come at the pick, and that way you can get a guy hung up, and you'll have numbers coming off.
Turnover, Utah. Nick Johnson attacks the body of Olsen, kicks to York, sets his feet for three. And the rebound run down by Wright. Delon Wright, open floor. Here's that push you talked about, Ernie. They've got to get it going, but Tarczewski's so good at getting down the floor to fill the paint. He's the first guy to greet Wright, knocked him off balance, and the ball tipped out of bounds. It'll be Utah ball.
Well, there's no question about it. And again, they've got to attack sooner. They were too slow again when they had that rebound. They have numbers. They cannot let Arizona set up their defense. Come down the floor, come off the screens quicker, get into the lane quicker, force more rotations so you can get some drive, kick, swing, shots, because right now they're not getting any open looks.
Wright looking to get off the schneid for this first bucket. He missed it. Leveraged the rebound, powered it right back up. He missed it. And a foul.
We'll tell why Arizona's so good in the half court. Now, Nick Johnson is going to get a great pick here right by Gordon, and he's going to come off this pick. And you see again, he elevates up so much quicker than when Olsen can get there or Baczynski can get there and shot pressure. That's why they're good. They get into their action a lot quicker with the pick and roll, and they get in it with a thought process of go score right now. We call that a quick hitter right now. They don't need to run a lot of dummy motion. They want to go right at you right now.
Leverage scored his first point of the game at 16:37 here. And keep in mind, Leverage was 12th in the conference in scoring at 15 a game. DeLon Wright at 16 a game, 9th in the league in scoring, has yet to put a number over in that total points column.
People might think, why doesn't Utah press? Why don't they do something to change tempo of the game? Well, if you press Arizona, what are you going to do? Speed them up. When are they at their best? When they play fast.
And then when you shoot 20%, Arizona controlling the glass, they're running. It's not like they're taking it out of the net. That's one other way to slow them.
You bet. You're shooting 20%. You're missing a lot of shots. You're giving them a lot of run-out opportunities.
Terrific inside position held by Hollis Jefferson in the rebound. And Arizona resets.
Now watch the way they'll spread the floor. And when they come off their ball screen, there's a purpose to it. There's a purpose to it to try to turn the corner and go score. And all of a sudden they got you with numbers, wide open shots. They're really good at making you bite on something over here and coming back and beating you on the other side of the floor with a wide open jumper or a post-up play.
McConnell with a 3. He's got 11, 5 of 7 shooting. Arizona shooting 50%, 4 of 11 from beyond the arc. $15:29 to play in this one, and it's all Arizona. 43-15 from the Pac-12 tournament. Take a look at our Quicken Loans amazing play of the game.
Well, it's Aaron Gordon. This all started with an outstanding steal, but I like the fact that here's a big man. Not only is he big, he's got outstanding hops as well, too. He becomes our Quicken Loans amazing play of the game. That elevation domination with the dunk.
Winner here to take on the winner of our next game, Colorado and California. A whole lot of motivation in that game for both teams. For Colorado to solidify their position in the NCAA field, and for Cal to get off of the bubble and in the big dance and advance here in the Pac-12 tournament.
That game is going to be a hard-fought battle. A lot of pressure on Cal to get that win. Colorado's got a win already underneath their belt. It's going to be real interesting to see what Cal team shows up. Are they poised and confident? What Colorado team shows up? Are they content with getting one win and going home?
DeLon Wright still is yet to score. Utah's last field goal, Princeton on Waz in the first half of the 3:47 mark. This is Gabe York for 3. You know, and if York is on, and he usually has been, nearly 41% from 3 in the Pac-12. It opens up so many driving lanes for McConnell and for Johnson, and certainly one-on-one post play to Tarczewski and then Aaron Gordon. Tucker. A foul as he went to the rim.
Arizona has that ability to spread the floor, and when I talk about skill, the ability to understand the game, find that open shooter, post up, York knocks it down. This team is just loaded. They've got players all over the floor that understand how to play, where the shots come from, making the extra pass, skilled enough to beat you off the dribble, unselfish team that gives the ball up. And who's their biggest cheerleader right now? Nick Johnson over on the bench, cheering loud, telling players what to do. He's doing more coaching right now than Coach Miller. Of course, when you're up 30, you can do that, but he's coaching, he's cheerleading, he's clapping, he's standing on his feet. That's why he was the player of the year, not so much for what he does on the floor, but his leadership off the floor as well. Outstanding young man, outstanding player.
Jordan Mays is pressed down the double team, applied, and a foul called as Ogby leaned in. McConnell along with Jordan Mays, Hollis Jefferson, Pitts, and Tarczewski on the floor. Elliot Pitts, 6'5" freshman out of Dublin, Ohio, has had some moments this year. He's played now in 18 games this year, getting about 8 minutes of contest.
You look at this dominated performance by Arizona, you wonder, how did Oregon beat this team? Well, with the way they play defense, they played into Oregon's hands because Oregon's guards can break them down, and they created scoring opportunity as Trudusky stepped through with the wicked left-handed jam.
What power, as he went right through the 6'6" Ogby, and then the left-hand flush. Tucker in the air. Oh, he changed a pass to a shot, threw a wild one off the window. Tarzewski the rebound. McConnell looks ahead. At the cup! Helicoptering in above the 10 is Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. And what a pinpoint pass that was by McConnell. (50-17) the count. Loveridge is tied up. And a foul.
How about the ability to get out in transition, knowing you're going to get rewarded? You want to know why these guys love running? Because they know they got the point guard that can pinpoint pass, alley-oop dunk. I'll tell you what, this team is a very special team. People need to make sure to get an opportunity to see them because they're a unique team of unselfishness, hard-working defensive team that loves, it's like they enjoy playing the game and enjoy playing with each other. Hard to do in this day and age with young people that wants it to be about them, instant gratification. It's about me, I need mine. This team loves sharing, playing together.
Loveridge had it stripped, he was off balance, still without a field goal. Hollis-Jefferson looking to pass, knocked down and controlled by Mays. Tarzewski to a cutter, intercepted, but Wright couldn't hold it. Into the hands of Johnson, no reset, Pitts for three. Tucker with a rebound. Up it comes to DeLon Wright. Cross-court whip.
Needed to drive that. See, again, Loveridge, his game is either a three or drive all the way to the hole. He doesn't have a great mid-range game. He needs to take that ball right at Tarzewski then.
Wright gets a piece, chasing after it, can't get it. Arizona ball. DeLon Wright is yet to score 0 for 7 from the field.
Well, he's shaking his head because he is as frustrated as a player that I've seen in a long time with what is going on. And again, you have to stop and think about, no, Utah's had a fabulous season.
Yes.
Fabulous run coming down the stretch. Incredible record at home, 18-1. But this is Arizona. This is a team that seems to be on a mission, has found their stride, and
they've only lost 3 this year. One of them was a loss at Cal when they lost Brandon Ashley 2 minutes into that game. And Hollis-Jefferson, boy, he is just tireless as he stays with a play and is fouled.
Let's get back to my comment talking about young people and entitlement. It's got to be about me. I want mine now. Mom, Dad, get me out of that class. Transfer me here, go there. When you look at this team play and you see how unselfish these stars are and how much they enjoy the other person's success on a steal or dunk, that's why they're a special unit. This is a together basketball team that they're going to be tough to beat because they're skilled, they're talented, unselfish, and they like playing with each other. They like the success of their teammates.
Hollis-Jefferson splits a pair, and Ernie, as you so well know, when you lose a key member of your team like Brandon Ashley for the year, it forces other guys to step up, and in a sense, it has lengthened their bench. Matt Korchak now is in. And a foul stops play at 12:01 here of the second half. Korchak, 6'10" junior out of Tucson, Arizona. And then a guy like Elliot Pitts gets some minutes. And these guys, in short bursts, they help you.
It gives me an opportunity to have a Bill Walton moment. It's like geese flying up above in formation. One geese flies out, somebody else takes over. They go back, get the wounded geese, and they continue flying. This Arizona team is spectacular. I love Bill.
That's our Walton moment of the afternoon.
I'm done.
Do we have a sponsor for the Walton moment, by the way? I was not aware of that. 11:47 remaining. And Nick Johnson handling the step back. Rebound grabbed inside by Kenneth Ogby. Utah in the second half 0 for 11 from the field. Utah's the kind of club that the NIT, I think, would be highly interested in. What they have done in conference, 9-9, 21 victories on the year. You know, in a terrific market. Here's Wright driving into the lane and a foul. And it stops play with 11:15 remaining.
Arizona's on full display. Their arsenal is high-flying wire act from end to end.
Welcome back. Arizona up 51-17. And while Utah competes here on the hardwood, there's another competition going on right now in Salt Lake City. One of the biggest fans of the Utah Utes, Mac Brennan. He's watching the game right now with his brothers Patrick and Murphy. His mom Beth, they're back at home. He goes to practice every day at Utah and cheers on the squad. He's the son of Utah Senior Associate Athletic Director Kyle. He is diagnosed with leukemia. He's been competing against leukemia since December. This young man's story is absolutely incredible. His advice to the team today, win or lose, was come out with energy, fellas. No matter what, play for your brothers. So I think we could agree when this Utah team, even though they may go down today, they are building and they are competing just like Mac is. And for more on his story, go to the Pac-12 Network's Facebook page, go online to pac-12.com, or even follow us on Twitter at Pac-12 Networks, as we've been following this all week long. But really, an amazing young man. And thanks for watching, Mac. We appreciate it.
An amazing young man, just an amazing story as well, too.
DeLon Wright at the line, the free throw up and in. Ernie, to continue that conversation about Utah, great basketball market there. They certainly have a terrific building there. And the NIT would do well to have Utah as a part of that tournament this year.
Well, I've seen where they would be, and I'm sure Larry didn't want to talk about this a few days ago, but they were the #1 ranked team in terms of seeding going into the NIT, and certainly well-deserved, because they will have an opportunity to get all the way to New York and win in NIT. When you talk about the personnel of the year, they've just run into a buzzsaw in this game with an Arizona team that's been on a mission.
Boy, Jordan, that was Aaron Gordon. He was loading up, and Ogby came out of the weeds to deter him. Wright comes down and scores his first bucket of the game at the 10:43 mark here in the second half. Johnson and Jordan, along with McConnell, Tarzewski, and Hollis Jefferson on the floor. Gordon wants it on the lob to the cup. Tried to sidestep Paczynski. Hard foul, and Gordon will shoot two. Winner here goes on to take on the winner of Colorado, California. Oregon on a roll as they stop Oregon State to meet UCLA. That should be a track meet. And then Stanford, Arizona State. What strikes you about these games remaining, Ernie?
California needing a W. That's going to be a very good game as to which team shows up. Cal needing a W, being able to be poised. Colorado continuing to win games as opposed to being content with getting a W. And then the Oregon-UCLA game is going to be an outstanding game. Oregon is playing so well because they have the ability to spread the floor and beat you with those guards. UCLA does not defend very well. So that is going to be a high-scoring affair for Oregon. They're going to be in attack mode in that game. And, of course, Stanford, Arizona State, Jahi Carson, I'm sure he's ready to explode. He's already come down, had 34 in this building last year. Had a 40-point game against UNLV down here in Vegas, so he likes Vegas. He's a high roller.
He sure does. Wash into the lane is fouled as he got off his feet. Princeton on Wash to shoot a couple. The foul is on Gordon. That is his second. Utah led by the 6 points of Princeton on Ross, and he misses the free throw. Gabe York will come in for Nick Johnson.
Kevin, getting back to that bracket, I still think there are at least 6 teams out of this conference that'll be an NCAA tournament. They have played themselves in, and that's Arizona, UCLA, Oregon, Colorado, obviously Arizona State as well, too. And when you get an opportunity to see Stanford, you know they're an NCAA team, and a potential 7th is sitting there in California. They can get it done today, get to that championship game. They have an opportunity as well, too.
Timeout from Las Vegas, the Pac-12 tournament, presented by New York Life.
The Pac-12 men's basketball tournament is brought to you by Esurance. 7.5 minutes could save you on your car insurance. Click or call. And by Quicken Loans, for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze.
Now there's a sports fan. He wears his gear. He's got a helmet coming in here. He was anticipating, of course, being in Las Vegas. You got to set yourself apart when you're here. Take a look at the sixth man of the game. How about Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, Ernie Kent?
I thought he's played extremely well, and the good thing about a game like this, it gives a player like Jefferson an opportunity to get his legs moving again, get in a lot of minutes, a lot of time, puts him right into his rhythm. And this is a shortened Arizona bench. People have talked about that's one of the negatives. They don't shoot well. They don't have a lot of depth. Well, let me tell you something. When you know you're going to get your minutes, you get ready to play, and you make the most out of those minutes. So that works to your advantage as well, too. And there's no dissension on the team because they know who's going to play, where the minutes are coming from as well.
Motel 6, sixth man of the game. Hollis-Jefferson is fouled hard as he goes into the lane. And then he turned to Dallin Baczynski. And the officials step into him, and Hollis-Jefferson explaining, hey, a little emotional in there. It was after the whistle I got popped.
I think his question was why? Why? I made a good move. Why do I need to get popped? But at the same time, if you're going to go to the hole, this is a contact sport. It's not like you're going to go through and somebody's going to let you go score. You need to expect to get hit again. That's that mentality in high school. I could go get this done and all those things. You're going to get popped at this level coming into the lane. Know it, accept it, take the hit, move on.
Good officiating. Greg Nixon calms things down quickly, gets to the athlete, calms him down, admonishes him, and we go back to play. Here's McConnell with it now. 9:33 left in this one. McConnell elevating and hitting. He's hitting that coming off the screen, Ernie. They are tough to stop. McConnell is not a man that they look to score a great deal, but he has 13 in this game, and he is shot beautifully, 6 of 8. They lob it low to Baczynski, and he lays it in as they go over the top of McConnell.
Well, that happened because Aaron Gordon looked to go make the steal and didn't get it done. But I like the fact that here's that screen again, that high screen where those guards come off. They don't come off looking to pass on the pick and roll. They come off looking to attack the opposing team's big man who gets stuck in the screen. And if he's not up, they elevate quickly coming off that screen. You saw Nick Johnson do it earlier. Now you saw McCullough do it as well. Excuse me, McConnell.
.55-25 count. Pitts is in along with McConnell, and now Gabe York. McConnell, #1 in the Pac-12 this year in assist-to-turnover ratio. And one of the reasons that Arizona only turns it over an average of 10 a game, and at this pace, they would set a club record, a school record, for fewest turnovers committed per ball game. The pass to Tarczewski is denied and tipped out of bounds.
Now they run the exact same pick and roll play as Utah. The difference being Utah's wings are high, so therefore you can't get away on the pick and roll. Arizona puts their wings to the baseline. So now it's just isolation up on the pick and roll, and there is no help up top. And that's the difference in the play.
Three to shoot. Gordon slips the screen, and a foul as he goes into the air. Boy, he did a terrific job to slip that pick, didn't he, Ernie? He's so quick.
Well, he sure is. And again, while having the other players low to the baseline, it takes out the weak side help. Everybody's low, and he's so good at catching and finishing. All you can do is to foul him that close to the basket.
Very quick, 6'9", 225. Freshman from San Jose, California. Bishop Mitty High School. McConnell's going to get a breather, and in comes Jordan Mays. Gordon on the year shooting 43%. He has very good technique when he releases. He missed that one. Onwas the other way, goes right at the body of Gordon, laid it up, no. Baczynski the rebound. Gordon coming up a 23-point, 8-rebound performance in a loss Saturday against Oregon. We wondered how would Arizona come out in this ballgame. What would be their approach? They were aggressive from the beginning of this game.
We talked about them needing to set the tone. I would say they set the tone in a big way.
York's three dances off, and Onwas with a rebound.
You know, again, they're playing for a #1 seed. They want to stay in the West so their fans have an easier time. They travel extremely well. They would travel a lot better if they were sitting in the West. And more importantly, that student body being able to get in their cars and drive is going to be huge because they could own that building here in Anaheim if they have an opportunity to stay here in the West and play.
Gordon knocks down a deep Jimmy. And, of course, if you stick around near home, it increases your chances dramatically of winning a national title. Arizona did it in 1997, led by Miles Simon, the coach Lute Olson. They beat Kentucky in overtime. Here's Wright with it, 19 to shoot inside of Baczynski. Laid it in with a left hand. And Utah continues to play hard. That's not been an issue. Arizona's defense has been. 58-27 the score. 7:09 to go in the ballgame. Mays the cut. Off balance Hopper, and even the bankers are going in.
You notice this game obviously is completely out of reach. There's another game behind it. There's 7 minutes to go. But there's an awful lot of red in this building. People do not leave when you see this team play because they know something spectacular is a dribble or a pass away from happening.
How about a big guy, 6'9", rebounding, ripping, running, distributing on the bounce to Mays. That's Aaron Gordon. He does that.
They become a very entertaining basketball team. And one of the most watched teams, not only at home, but on the road, too. And the reason why is they can continue to play and make plays like this. Aaron Gordon at 6'9", with a bounce pass, drops a dime right on the money. This is a very exciting team. How about your big guy stepping out and knocking down jump shots as well? The pressure being #1, sold out at home every game, but then you go on the road and the house is packed as well because everybody wants to beat you. That's why this building is still packed. That's a very special team to watch.
18-0 this year at home at McHale for Arizona. And, of course, they move on to take on the winner of Colorado, California. That is coming up next. Ted Robinson, Don McClain with the broadcast at 6 o'clock here on the Pac-12 networks when Oregon meets UCLA, followed by Stanford and Arizona State. Jaheed Carson, how about the job that Herb Sindak has done at Arizona State? 5th 20-win season under Herb Sindak now in 8 years. And Jordan Baczynski, the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week.
He's done an outstanding job, and they're going to be obviously rewarded with an opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament, but their mindset also needs to be play well, win games. Play well, win games. So you don't just get to the tournament, you go make a dent in that tournament. And when you have the jet quick point guard that can close out games, when you have the shot blocker and Baczynski inside that can end games, you have an opportunity to be special. You throw that in with Jermaine Marshall on that wing, Gilling. That team is a very gifted team. When they hit their rhythm, they're hard to guard as well.
Baczynski, the Defensive Player of the Year. I said week. Well, every week in the Pac-12, Baczynski. And there is his brother, Dallin Baczynski from Alberta.
How would you like to have that food bill?
Oh, my goodness.
2 7-footers in the house. My goodness.
And
that's off the mom and dad, huh?
And their dad was here, and he is a rather large individual himself. 6:24 remaining in this one. Utah basketball. Taylor and Wright. And a nice little roll to the hole there. Kovacevic with the bucket. Arizona now with Mays. On the court check screen, got in deep. Ball jabbed away. Henna Lentz after it, digs it away, and Utah will call a timeout. With 5:57 remaining to play in this game from the MGM Grand, it's Arizona 62-29. And Sean Miller told Yogi Roth a moment ago, if we don't defend, we're just another team. It's all about Arizona when you talk.
I think his words was, we're just like everybody else, but a guy like Aaron Gordon, you are not like everybody else because he is so good. He is our freshman of the year. I like the fact that he set the tone with USA basketball, outstanding during the summer, MVP of it, U19 team, and he's come into this season and just has been on a tear. And every single freshman hits the wall at some point in time. He hit it, climbed over it, and gave himself an opportunity to be the freshman of the year. Hats off to Aaron Gordon. The game, the courage, the stamina, And I like, again, another first-class individual, handles himself extremely well when you consider all the hype that's come his way. Very poised young man. Not enough is said about our student athletes and the job they do away from basketball. When you consider the pressure, the hype that these players are under coming out of high school to come into this environment and have all the hype at Arizona and handle it, for a young man to handle and be so poised is outstanding.
Yeah, that's all you heard when, of course, Gordon was recruited and signed by Arizona. When he first got to camp, that's all you heard out of the Arizona camp. This kid has an incredible motor, great work ethic, comes early, stays late, and the rest of the team feeds off of the energy. And you're talking about a freshman. Taylor, the step back, it's off, and Jordan Mays with the recovery. Hollis Jefferson back in the lineup. Elliott Pitts, 5:15 left, handling to Korchek up top. Hollis Jefferson raising, a flat shot is off, and the rebound recovered by Utah. Here's DeLon Wright. Lentz the step back. And up at the rim was Hollis Jefferson to pin it and bring it down.
Wow.
Trying to shake with the left hand to the right side, stepping back. He floats it up and in. That's a terrific end-to-end move, two-series move by Hollis Jefferson. That's defense to offense in a hurry.
Boy, I'll tell you. Remember we talked about that feeding frenzy?
Utah held in this game to 22% shooting.
Well, what's wrong for them, I thought they turned the ball over way too much in the first half, and they did not stay connected or attached to Arizona with their scoring, and they gave Arizona too many easy baskets, and that was one of the things we talked about they could not get. And here's a great example right here, was Jefferson getting an easy basket, it'll drive right to the hole. Arizona's just been on a tear.
The Pac-12 men's basketball tournament is brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. And by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Arizona leading the Running Utes of Utah 64-29. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is the Mercedes-Benz postgame report with Mike Yam, Lamar Hurd, and Kevin O'Neill. They will recap this game and get you ready for the Cal-California matchup. That is coming up next live on Pac-12 networks. Ernie Kent, Kevin Calabro, Yogi Roth on hand. Utah fell behind early, and at half, they were down 34-13. Which is a Pac-12 tournament low for a half scoring, 13 points. Things have not improved much here in the second half as Arizona has just continued to put the hammer down defensively. You can just ask DeLon Wright how good they are defensively. Wright held to 1 of 8 shooting from the field. He has 5 points.
Well, hats off to Sean Miller and his staff. Excellent game plan. I like the fact that they got this team right where they needed to be mentally. I say again, the Oregon game, a little bit of a wake-up call. Great opportunity for a coach to get his team refocused in for the stretch run of March Madness. And they're right where they need to be right now, playing outstanding defense and really sharing the ball.
Van Dyke with a bucket in low. Tucker along with Wright, Baczynski, and Loveridge on the floor with 3:48 remaining. Elliott Pitts handling. Here's a shot offered up and in, and Arizona on top 66-32 with 3:30 remaining in the second quarter. Loveridge on the attack to the rim. Rolled it up, deflected. Korchek recovers. Pitts whirls in, straightens and scores. Elliott Pitts, the freshman from Dublin, California. Zach Peters is in, redshirt freshman, 6'10", 240. from Plano, Texas, for Arizona.
Notice even as they go to the bench and they give people an opportunity who haven't played much, they continue to dig in defensively. That's the sign of a very well-coached team, that even your 10th, 11th, 12th guy understands rotation, does his job, shares the ball. They still play. Whether you're up 30 or down 30, you still stay within the system.
Timeout on the floor, Arizona. Number 4 in the land, number 1 in the tournament, leading big. The Pac-12 tournament presented by New York Life. Arizona advances to take on the winner of Colorado, California. Coming up next, Oregon on a tear after beating Oregon State. And then, of course, later, it's Arizona State to meet Stanford. Askia Booker coming off a game where he had 21, 7 rebounds, 4 assists against USC. And Justin Cobb's terrific year this year. All first-team Pac-12, averaging just under 16 points per ball game. And he's been the starting point guard there for Mike Montgomery now for 3 years since transferring in from Minnesota.
Going to need those seniors. Justin Cobbs, Richard Solomon, they've got to step up. They've been in this position before. They've been in big games. They've got to lead this Cal team, get them to the tournament. They have the ability to do it. The game, obviously one of the best coaches in the game. Hopefully they can get it done as well.
Colorado, some would say, may have the advantage because they were involved yesterday in a tight game against USC. Here's Fields, the lefty will raise, and he hits a 3 straight away, top of the key.
And again, people will watch this game and don't wonder, why didn't Utah ever change the game in zone or press and do some of those things? Arizona's a speed team. Speed teams love it when you press them because you speed them up.
Tucker steals a cross-court pass, runs down the floor for the jam. 2 minutes remaining in the contest. Trey Mason, freshman 6'2" guard out of Los Angeles, is on now for Arizona, along with Peters and Mays and Korchak. Mays will pop a 3, that's off. Chris Johnson, a junior from Gilbert, Arizona, on the floor for Arizona as well. Here's Fields, another 3. And a whistle on a foul. You know, but Fields at the line for 3.
We talk about this great Arizona team, and how about hats off to Greg Burns, the AD at the University of Arizona. What do you do? Bring in Rich Rodriguez, Sean Miller, and he's built 2 powerhouses. Their football team's on the rise, basketball, one of the best programs in the country. Dad, Bill Burns, was at Oregon. One of the big reasons Oregon started their programs is that mentality of, you know, thinking outside the box and creating that arms race to build and do things like that. And 2 great athletic directors out of one family, Bill Burns, Greg Burns, and they certainly have put their stamp on college athletics. As Greg Burns, you put the stamp on this program, hiring that guy. I mean, Sean Miller is one of the best.
Miller, 5 years at Xavier, Ernie, as you know, he led him to 4 NCAAs, an Elite 8, and a Sweet 16. And, you know, his team did not crack under pressure. Sometimes when you're at the top of the mountain, there's a lot of pressure. Teams fade, but he had 8 weeks at number 1 with his Arizona team. They came in number 4 in the country.
Well, he's an intense basketball coach, but what people don't understand about it, there's a lot of coaches that are intense. I like it when he's off the floor because he's such a great guy. He's relaxed and calm. He's fun to be around. And, you know, the game puts us all in a mode that you have to know your job, do your job, and be successful. And imagine the pressure of following Luke Olson. And yet, he's breaking the same records that Luke Olson set. That's pretty impressive.
50 seconds remaining in this one. Arizona leading 71 to 39. Earlier this year, Arizona beat Washington State 60 to 25. Peters a toss out on the wing. And Utah now will run. The crossover by Van Dyke is off. Arizona shooting 53% on the afternoon, holding Utah to 26%. The leading scorer of Utah, DeLon Wright, was baffled, as was Jordan Loveridge.
I talked to one of their assistants before the game. He said we were not at all worried. We're anxious to play. Now I know why.
Now, Larry Krystowiak's been around basketball a long time. Even he can appreciate the kind of defensive performance that Arizona put on the floor against his running Utes this afternoon. 13 points in the first half, the fewest in the tournament, and 39 points, the fewest total in a game for the tournament. So Arizona advances virtue of the 71-39 pasting of Utah to take on the winner of our next game, Colorado and California. Later tonight at 6, Ted Robinson, Don McLean and company. The broadcast at 6 o'clock as Oregon meets UCLA, and then Stanford and Arizona State. Let's go down to Yogi Roth standing by with a coach.
Thanks, guys. Coach, it seemed like an incredible collective effort from your team. What did you see?
We did. We played very good defense. We were ready to play, most importantly. In conference tournaments, that's the starting point. Come in ready to play, come in excited, and doing the things that we did well before we showed up here, not being any different. And our defense was really in place. And it's going to have to be in place tomorrow as well, because whoever we play is an excellent team.
When you look about advancing, is there one or two keys in terms of advancing in this Pac-12 tournament?
What I just said, for us is we got to be great on defense. We have to be ready to play. We have to be unselfish. Guys who start, guys who don't start, it doesn't matter. They have to be ready, and this is it. You lose, you go home. You win, you get to stay, and I think the excitement grows with each passing day of March. So we want to be the excited team, and I thought today we were really ready.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Yogi. TJ McConnell, 13 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Aaron Gordon, 11.7 boards. And, of course, Nick Johnson, the player of the